In 2 minutes, this small bird will send a killer into a wall of stinging bees, and he will do it on purpose. This is a honeyguide. He has found a beehive hidden deep inside a tree, packed with the wax he needs to survive. But he cannot get in. His beak is far too small. So he does something no other bird on Earth does. He goes looking for a partner, not another bird, something with claws strong enough to tear the tree apart. And then he calls, a hard, rattling chatter, aimed straight at the badger. It is not a song, and it is not a warning. It is an invitation, and the badger knows exactly what it means. And so begins one of the strangest journeys in nature. The bird flies ahead, calling, stopping, waiting. The badger follows below. Neither one taught the other. They have simply always done this. The badger smells it at once. Wax, honey, and thousands of angry bees waiting inside. He starts to climb, and the swarm is already rising. Here is why the honeyguide chose him. Thousands of bees pour over the honey badger, stinging everywhere they can reach. Any other animal would flee, but his skin is thick and loose, almost impossible to sting through, and he simply does not stop. He climbs straight into the storm and starts tearing the tree apart. The badger feeds first. He gorges on the sweet comb, honey running down his scarred snout, taking everything he wants. And when at last he has had his fill and moves away, he leaves the broken hive behind. This is the moment the honeyguide has been waiting for all morning. And now the twist that surprises almost everyone. The honeyguide barely touches the honey. What he came for is the wax itself. He is one of the only birds on Earth that can digest beeswax, and this broken comb is the meal his whole body is built for. The badger got the honey. The bird got exactly what he wanted. But feeding out in the open makes him vulnerable, and he knows it. High above the bush, a hawk has been circling, and it has seen the small brown bird sitting still on the broken hive. It folds its wings and drops. The chase is over in seconds. The honeyguide twists into the thickest branches he can find, where the hawk's wide wings cannot follow. The bigger bird pulls up hard, breaks off, and climbs away empty, and the small brown bird sits deep in the tangle, heart hammering, alive. When the sky is clear, he drops back down to the ground, where the honey badger is resting in the shade. And here another quiet partnership is already at work. Small birds are moving through the badger's thick black fur, plucking out the ticks buried against his skin, cleaning the one animal in Africa nothing else dares to touch. The badger lies there and lets them work. This is the same animal that fights lions and shrugs off cobra venom, lying completely still while birds walk across his back, pulling parasites from his skin. Even the fearless one needs cleaners. And in return, the birds feed on a body no predator will ever come near. But the shade is not as safe as it looks. Coiled in the dry grass just a few steps away, a cobra has been disturbed by the digging, and it rises now, hood flared, right beside the resting badger. The birds see it first, and they explode off his back in a burst of alarm. What follows is over almost as fast as it began. The cobra strikes. The badger twists aside, lunges in, and takes the snake behind the head in one powerful bite. Within moments, it is over. The bird's warning gave him the half-second he needed to wake, and that half-second was the difference between a fight and a funeral. And within minutes, everything returns to how it was. The birds settle back onto his fur and carry on pulling ticks from his skin, as if a cobra had never risen from the grass at all. Out here, the Alliance does not pause for danger. It simply picks up again the moment the danger has passed. But this helpful little bird has a secret, and it is a dark one. The Honeyguide never builds a nest of her own. She slips into the nest of another bird, lays her egg among theirs, and flies away. And what happens when that egg hatches is one of the most brutal things in the African bush. Honeyguide chicks are born with sharp hooks on the tips of their beaks. Within hours of hatching, blind and featherless, they use those hooks on the other chicks in the nest until they are the only one left. The host parents never notice. They simply keep feeding the survivor and raise the very chick that destroyed their own. So which is he? A generous partner who feeds a killer, or a killer himself? The honest answer is that he is both, and nature does not see a contradiction in that. He is not kind, and he is not cruel. He is simply doing exactly what keeps his kind alive, in every way he knows how. As the afternoon cools, hunger brings him back to work. He finds a second hive in a hollow branch and calls once more. And the honey badger, still sticky from the morning, comes without hesitating. They have done this together many times before, and the deal has never once been broken. And once again, when the badger has taken his fill and gone, the bird drops down to claim his share. Piece by piece, he breaks the pale wax free and swallows it, the only meal his body truly needs, paid to him by a partner who never once tried to keep it all. As the sun drops low over the bush, the two partners drift apart without a sound. The badger heads off toward his burrow, sticky and full. The Honeyguide climbs to a high branch to roost. They owe each other nothing tonight. But tomorrow, when one of them finds a hive, the whole arrangement will begin again. And when the first light returns over the bush, it starts exactly as it always does. A small brown bird lifts off his branch, flies out across the grass, and begins searching for the next hidden hive, and the next partner willing to open it for him. And while the badger waits, the small birds find him again, moving through his black fur, pulling out the ticks that gathered in the night. Beak into the hair, a gentle tug, and another parasite is gone. It is the quietest part of the whole alliance, and the one neither of them could survive without. All across this bush, the same quiet deals are being struck. Birds cleaning the animals that could crush them, predators tolerating partners they could swallow whole, and one small brown bird calling a killer across the grass to open a door he could never open alone. A bird that cannot open a hive, and a killer that cannot find one. Apart, both would go hungry. Together, they have solved a problem neither could solve alone, and they have been doing it for longer than our species has existed. If a story like this amazed you, subscribe to Nature's Cleaners. Somewhere out there right now, a small brown bird is calling across the grass, waiting for something dangerous to answer. One more hidden alliance in a world built on them. Thank you for watching. We will see you at the next one.